Disclaimer. This game is a work of fiction. Any persons, people, events that resemble true events are purely coincidence. And with that, hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 223rd episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition. Return to the Stars. I'm gonna go around and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Get of Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a third of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, the Pax had to escape the technocratic satellite after realizing that they had forgotten the bow that Owl had tasked the ill omens to retrieve to be successful in the apocalypse. When finding that the bow was not there, the Pax returned to Earthside, and Mark reached out to Rorg after hearing a prophecy of a great asteroid striking the moon. Rorg informed Mark that the asteroid he had summoned to attack the good doctor would also come and destroy most life on Gaia, injuring her like chemotherapy, but killing the things that gave the Weaver and Worm power, allowing her to heal. Concerned, the Pack scrambled to try and solve this issue, while Cora Two-Hearts performed her rank challenge and reached the rank of Elder, and William reached the rank of Athro. The Packs now begin to train up their abilities, trying to take a little time for themselves to recuperate after such a harrowing fight with such a long-time foe. Cora, after taking Moonbridge from Hidden Glade, you are now find yourself in Denmark as you go to the Get Moot on May the 10th. There are several Get here. It's a huge gathering of the Get of Fenris. Talking, not quite games, it's a more somber event. It's a true moot, which means that any challenges here are to the death. There are no exceptions, and thus the games are muted, and there are many eyes on the few remaining Cleoth and Fostern, the last generation of Garu, to walk this earth before the apocalypse to make sure that they do not squander their lives before the end. A Get steps forward before everyone. He is old. Much older than you'd expect. He looks like he's over 100 years old. He still has relatively knotted muscles, though he is bald. His face looking as if time was unkind and made sure to carve every wrinkle he earned with a silver glaive. His eyes hard and cold. I am Winter's Teeth. I am a legend, Thurge of the Get of Fenris. The spirits have told us, and we have seen a great Jarl hammer fall from the sky. We believe it came from one of ours who did a journey into the deep Umbra, and it seems that it has been returned to us. The one returned to us is... we believe that Troll Eater has fallen from the stars, and so this is good. However, we noticed that the Jotun arrived and were reawakened in the north when the hammer fell from the heavens. We believe it is far, far in the northern circle where the ice is thick and the winds bitterly cold, at least for now, as the world slowly melts. And so, this is the challenge to the Get here. Strength is what leads us. Those who are strong enough, have enough wits about them to trek into the north, into the den of the Jotun, to find our great weapon, will be allowed to keep it. Any may go, though we believe only Athro and Elder should go, or there's one last piece for all of you. It seems one of the great giants has claimed the hammer for itself, and it is able to wield it, bending the spirit to its will. An ancient giant. To get here must slay it, or the one who wishes for the hammer must slay it and take it from its corpse. That is all. Alright, Cora, what's the plan?
Get a map. No. Actually, a topographical map might actually be pretty helpful in a situation like this, because I'm looking for specific, you said caves, right?
I said in the frozen north, so like they're towards the Arctic Circle. So you gotta cross some borders illegally and shit like that.
Fair enough. Can do. Easy. So, would it be kind of strange of me to say that it makes the most sense for multiple people to help each other? Because, I mean, yeah, it's a really coveted item, but also the lives of the Garu here are super important to keep, just because
you can make that claim. You can make that claim. That's totally within reason. You can do a charisma leadership to try and get that across. If you want to be the head of the party, or if you're more willing to give the hammer to another Garu, or potentially lose it out to another Garu, you can use expressions.
I don't want to lose out to another Garu. What, diff 6?
7, because there's some big egos here.
Okay. Watch me make a fool of myself. Yeah, I made a fool of myself.
You didn't make a fool of yourself, you just were not convincing enough.
That's fair. Alright, fine. Then I think it's time to try and get some supplies and trek off and find my hammer. Because I've already clicked mine.
Thankfully, the country of Denmark has libraries, and a good deal, as they tend to invest in this kind of infrastructure, though less so. Europe is actually, once again, diverting a ton of money from social programs, given that the United States is no longer a major power, and they are now funding their own militaries, and more importantly, funding militaries so that they can do their own global expansion in the global south to make sure that they are able to hold on to resources that were at one time provided to them by the United States and its shows of force. But you were able to find a topographical map. You're even able to steal it of where you want to go. And so you start heading north. Could I get a wit survival check, diff 6? You're able to move through. It's been hard, for sure, right? Getting food has been difficult. Despite the increase in climate change, the Arctic Circle here in this part of the world has actually gotten colder, and so the ice has built up more, and the wind kind of sits dead in the cold, so it's very much similar to like a bomb cyclone, just a little more constantly. And so you will take a 1 die penalty due to this cold.
Okay.
As you do find the Jotun you are looking for. He is tall and he is beautiful, standing at 10 feet tall with skin crafted of diamonds and hair blue like sapphires. His eyes gleam like onyx, pure black, and he gives you a smile.
Warrior, I see you have my hammer. If you are strong enough to claim it. But your kind have been devoured before, and though a woman of such fine quality as yourself should go and live, I will have no problem sucking the meat from your joints, if you so choose this path.
Cora, just laughs at the fine qualities. I'm like, I am so self-aware. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. I'm just gonna go, because I want that hammer. Let's
do our join battle.
Alright. Oh no. Who goes first?
Alright. Everyone's rolling low, but Cora rolled a little higher, so he is going to spend a point of rage to dodge, obviously, and then he is going to swing troll leader at you. And he is going to swing hard. He's going to bring it up and slam down with a smile on his face, his teeth looking like glacial ice.
Sick. I am going to dodge first of all.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Scream of Gaia. I roll my rage. Everyone within a 50-foot radius except the werewolf's pack is blasted to the ground to suffer 1 unsoakable health level of bashing damage per success as a shockwave rips through the area.
Okay, and what's that roll?
That roll, for him?
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, I didn't put that on there.
There is
But-
one.
I don't think there is. There is not.
The other thing, though, is you can't dodge then.
Oh, you're right, I can't. That's fine.
Okay.
If he's blasted to the ground, then
Yep.
he's not going to be able to hit me anyway.
Well, he can. He just gets a penalty.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Roll 8. Because I have that. Does that negative die?
It does.
5.
Nice. So he takes a point of unsoakable bashing, you said, or lethal?
He takes unsoakable bashing per success. So he
Okay,
takes
so he takes
5.
five.
unsoakable
Okay, cool.
bashing.
Okay, he's going to spend a point of willpower to change his action. He succeeds.
Boo.
He gets rid of his dodge because he couldn't dodge that last one. So as he's falling, he'll hit the ground. He will spin his body to hit you because he's attacking prone. That will increase his difficulty by 2. And then he'll use his other action to get up. So first is the swing, and you aren't dodging. He does hit.
But I'm soaking.
Yep, yeah, remove 1 die from your soak.
Yep, my soak's 11, so I'm rolling 10. Bitchin'.
Alright, you soak it as it strikes, and then he spins and jumps up, slamming down. As he's in a hide armor, as he slams down, you see the polar bear fur and caribou kind of there. He's kind of like got spiked shoulders, but the spikes are the antlers of caribou. Alright, next one, he is going to spend 2 rage to just swing at you 3 times.
I'm going to... Okay, how far away from him am I? I'm not too awful far away, right?
No, you're within striking distance, because he
Striking
came up to
distance?
hit
Okay.
you.
Right. Just making sure. So I am going to... You said 10 foot tall. I am currently 9.5. So I'm going to, with one hand, right, I'm going to reach up and try and grab the antlers on his pauldrons and break them off. And with the other hand, I'm going to, like, rake around his back. And there's no dodging here, clearly. I can't dodge at this distance. But I would like to stab him with the antler.
All right, sounds good. So the break-off will be a Dex Athletics Div 7, and you'll need to get a total of 4 successes to rip it off his person. You rip it off.
I rip it off.
All right, now your claw, and he's just going to do a soak.
3.
Soaked it.
Boo. That's fine. And with what's my stab?
And your stab will be, it'll be a knife, so it'll be a Div 5 roll with, because it's an enchanted knife, plus 2 damage. Just soaked it looks. Oh no, you did 1 damage. As you stab, the antler goes right in right in the shoulder. It strikes as blood steams over it because the antler almost looks like ice as the blood is melting it.
Beautiful.
All right. So next is his attack. You soak the first one. Ooh.
Ouch.
Ouch, indeed. What type of damage was it?
Am I dying? I know I get the wind.
It's aggravated damage. So,
Oh, I'm gonna have to frenzy, huh?
yeah.
Oop.
You heal 2. So he gets his last slam in, misses, and now it is your turn. I would spend as much rage as possible and just go all out. He's gonna just swing again. He's almost out of rage, so he's just gonna take a single swing at you. But he's kind of getting mocking, and he's kind of moving and kind of like leading you because he knows you're in a frenzy. So he's maneuvering himself to towards the woods.
We're just gonna claw the shit out of him. I can use 4 of
Do it.
my rage.
That's 5 attacks.
Yes, it is. Let's see. Since I'm frenzying, does that -1 still affect?
Nope, you don't feel it anymore.
That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure.
Yep. All right.
That's-
So he soaks the first attack. You did 4 ag.
There we go. That'll make it easier.
5 aggravated damage as you're just cutting into him as he's trying to fend you off. The smug look on his face starting to kind of dissipate.
Yeah. Gross. At a 16?
And you get 1 more attack because you spent 4 rage, so 5 actions.
Yeah. Okay, I made all my rolls.
So as you go in, you start ripping, tearing, destroying, pieces coming off of him until finally you awaken and there's a bloody mass in front of you. You're taking deep, staggering breaths. And then, with that, right, you feel something. That hit, it hit you hard. And you feel where your burn scar was, and part of your skull is still caved in. You've taken the cosmetic damage, battle scar, and your appearance is permanently dropped by 1.
That's okay. I'm average now. So, let's see. Description, battle scars. Saying my jaw is caved in.
Like your cheekbone is like slightly caved in. Like there's a visible dent on like the top of your skull. And you can do some cosmetic stuff to try and make it look, you know, not dented, but al dente even. But for the most part.
It's okay. Cora freaking loves her scars, so.
Alright, perfect then. So, now to the Jarl Hammer itself. The Jarl Hammer requires you to successfully roll Gnosis Diff 6 to activate for the day. That's part 1. Mm-hmm. Every attack roll is Diff 7, but when activated, it inflicts Strength plus 6 aggravated damage. But is not, even though it's got a slight silver coating, it is not counted as silver for the sake of Garu Soak. Just like your old hammer, you can throw it 5 yards for every dot of strength you have, and then flies back to you. And because you have Troll Eater, opponents lose 1 die from all soak pools regarding damage from this weapon.
Beautiful. I am going to try and activate it right now. Like right after I leave the...
Alright, sounds good.
Why not, honestly? Nice.
The Spirit of War calls to you, its body drumming through you as it wonders if the end times are here and if it may taste blood and flesh.
Oh, very, very soon. We are so near.
Wonderful. Alright, so time's going on. You guys are doing your training times, obviously. I believe the longest one is with Dimitri at 153 days, but I know we'll go through and see what everyone's doing. So Dimitri, I know you have your training of 153 days. Are you going to extend that to try and do your rank challenge on top of all your training?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you then. Cora, you had 60 days of training?
66.
66. Okay, so I'm guessing going to spend some more time at Sacred Stone, try and settle, because also, I do want to point out, your characters can't be doing just SEP duties on their off time, because I'm pretty sure even though your characters are in their mid-20s, they would have a heart attack from just not stopping on how much you guys have been doing. So you're probably spending some time with loved ones to try and, like, reclaim some sanity in the end times.
Yeah. A little bit. Maybe sleeping.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
that sounds real good.
visit a child of
Sleeping.
Gaia, Sept, get into an orgy, like, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Sig, how many, what's your training times looking like?
Total time for my training days is 57 days. I've been typing this whole time, and I got an idea for what Mark could be doing outside of the 57 days. Yes, rest and relaxation is definitely part of it. He wants to head back to the Sept of the Five Mirrors and reconnect with his old home set. See where he can help out there after he feels rested and relaxed. He wants to investigate this diaspora of the Gaian communities that's coming from the eastern coast, and he basically wants to kind of just go down from Five Mirrors southward and just help map out and direct lost groups of Garu and kin to Five Mirrors or to other septs. And then there's a little caveat to it. Secretly correspond with Earth Pillar and the Farah to help direct them away from these Garu lanes of travel so that there's no needless violence during this diaspora.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. William, your training time is what, 104, 105 days?
Yeah, it was 105 plus another 14 from my rank challenge, if we're also considering that.
We are, so... Alright, so you don't really have much extra time, so... I
mean, I have another 20 days on top of all that for rest.
Alright, yeah, there you go. Alright, sounds good. And then, Zeb, what are your training times looking like, buddy?
151 days.
Alright.
Powered by nicotine and burrito gong.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so, Dimitri... About a month into your training, another moot has been called, and you call for your right challenge. Who do you go to?
I believe I decided on Worm Charmer.
All right. Worm Charmer thanks you for coming and says, yes, you must research and recall through speaking to the Garu here, ancestors, spirits, however you must do it, distant realms, and research and recall the entire history of the Sept of the Sacred Stone. Recite the entire history without glossing over any of the harm that was done to the Garu or Farah by other Garu who had come here, that existed here. And make it a grand story that will also inspire the entire Sept and draw the ancestors' blessings. You have 2 lunar months to achieve this.
Thank you for this challenge, Worm Charmer.
Alright, Dimitri. The game is afoot. How do you plan on getting this information? I will tell you, it is possible to do it with gathering no information. However, that is a charisma performance, diff 10 roll, where you need 5 successes to succeed your rank challenge. Everything you do will reduce the difficulty as you research.
All right. Well, I'm not going to completely bullshit it. I guess I'll start with the Garu, particularly the elders that have been around the Sept the longest. So I imagine at some point Dimitri will be coming to Worm Charmer for some questions, what do they know about the Sept's history?
Worm Charmer is
about its foundation.
Worm Charmer is secondary. One of the oldest actually is Fate Dancer.
Oh, okay.
Worm Charmer came when Regender lost the Sept.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's giving some information, but you need to, because she does like you, right? It'll be a charisma expressions roll. Diff 5 to really drag out as much information as possible. Every 5 successes you get on these rolls, and it's a week of interviews, right?
Mm-hmm. That was charisma expression at what difficulty?
5, because she likes you.
Oh yeah, really laying on the one-eyed charm.
It's not that kind of game.
4 successes. Oh no, that's not what I meant.
It's okay. That's just your wolf side coming out, playing the true character there.
I meant that he has a missing eye as
yes, we're well aware.
Okay.
But the other way is way funnier. Alright. 4 successes. You get a good amount of history in that week. Really good amount of history. Another good candidate, if you wish to take a another good candidate would be Howling King, actually. Howling King has been here for most of his life.
Mm-hmm. I'll head over to Howling King, too.
Howling King's a bit more gruff, so that charisma expressions is diff 6.
Yeah, Howling King's kind of mean.
Oh, even better.
Awesome.
6 successes.
6 successes. Wonderful. You get a good amount of info. He actually goes into depth about how the Silver Fangs took this Karen by force from older brother. Just absolutely wrecked them. And talks about how they held it until there was a slow decline and it was taken by the Children of Gaia. And the Children of Gaia tried to reclaim it as a unity Karen while not actually giving a lot of political power to older brother for a very long time into the more recent history that you guys were directly involved with. But he goes through the war, he talks tactics, things like that, talks about how the spiritual landscape changed a little bit in the stories of the Silver Fangs, things like that.
All right. Okay, and I guess the next avenue I'm thinking would be going into the Umbra and asking the spirits directly if Zeb is willing to take a small break from his training. Dimitri will kind of request his assistance in contacting a few spirits. I'm thinking ancestor spirits.
We're really sticking it to old Zeb, having him talk to ancestors, huh? All right. Take that, Dick. All right. No, Zeb we can add a couple days of training to help this pack.
Hold on,
I will
wait a second.
deign myself to help this lowly Athro ascend to the position that I hold.
Don't you have access to a fresh batch of freshly unsealed ancestors now?
Technically, yes.
Technically.
Okay.
Zeb hates his family.
It's just still raw. You're still vulnerable.
Alright. For the higher rank spirit or Garu, I think a rank 5 Garu is the equivalent of a Jagling, or a patron spirit. So for your rite of spirit summoning, there's Zebulon.
Okay.
Dimitri, I need a willpower roll, diff 8, please.
All right. Oh no. Oh no.
So the spirit arrives. They show up kind of immediately. They're not real thrilled about being summoned by one not of their tribe as they start off hostile. And Dimitri looks at them and goes, "You got mighty fine skin there, partner." Out of his mouth. So this is what it's like to be in Dimitri. Looking at the fingers, clicking them back and forth. Zeb, what are you doing seeing all this? Didn't think they'd come back, did you, motherfucker?
Oh God. That's embedded in him at this point, right?
Correct.
Before this goes horribly awry, Zeb will provide gnosis to said spirit, take their name, offer to honor them amongst their pack as he carries the message across the nation, and dismiss said spirit before this goes real fucking high and right. And Dimitri can get a hold of himself, and Zeb will throw him back into the physical world.
And Dimitri, you land hard as you hear the soft voice. Dimitri, you don't need anyone else. It's just us. Us against the world. That is coming out of your mouth, but you are able to talk with your own body. As Natalie whispers sweet nothings to you with your mouth. Maybe she's giving you the good old one-eyed charm. I don't know.
Oh my God. I think Dimitri is gonna have a moment of panic where he's like, he just kind of smacks himself across the face to try and like knock off like whatever is going on in his head.
Don't hurt yourself. It's okay. As your hand comes up after you slap yourself with one hand, the other hand comes and like wipes it to try and clean it and make it feel better.
No, stop. Get out of my head. Leave me alone.
Sure, I can show you how to use a knife. That'll
No.
be good for the coming apocalypse. You need to know how to fight. Talking to the dead, those who fought and lost, that's not worth your time, Dimitri.
No.
I'll come back when you're a little more yourself.
No, just go away.
And there's silence in your head.
Is the step back from the Umbra yet?
I mean, yeah, he'll be back. I mean, Zeb will obviously go back to check on Dimitri. It was more making sure we don't grossly offend an ancestor spirit not of my tribe.
Oh, yeah.
Zeb said himself first. Now he'll go check on Dimitri.
Is Dimitri looking confused in the physical world. I assume looks confused.
Oh, for sure.
What happened?
I don't know. I think I don't know. During the fight with the good doctor, I thought I heard Natalie's voice. I pushed it aside in the moment, and she's in my head somehow.
Just her? It's that other southern drawl that came out of you.
I think that was hate.
You think it's really him? Or are you under the effect of something? Zeb will try to look him over, Keegan, and I'll look and see on the other side of the gauntlet what might be affecting him in the event that there's something that's actually attached.
Got it. You see that when there's an ancestor spirit glow about him. Like when one calls upon an ancestor spirit and they enter the body, that's the kind of glow about Dimitri.
If you don't have control over this, there are serious implications. You understand that. There have been other Guru, accused of madness, and that has significant meaning, especially to the level you're trying to ascend to. We have to take care of this.
I understand.
I will not tell you what to do in this instance because it is your challenge, but you had better be open about what happens when you tell your story, and this might be a saga that we have to solve for you. I can't have this happen. This was important enough, but if this just arises at the wrong time, this is very dangerous for you, and I wish you had told me sooner.
I'm sorry, Zeb. I should have spoken up sooner, but in the middle of the fight, I thought it was the good doctor playing tricks on me.
You vanquished a powerful foe. It stands to reason that there would still be things about that foe that would lurk, right? It's one more thing we have to defeat. We will handle this as a pack, as my sacred duty is your alpha. What you do next is up to you. Otherwise, you called on me to assist in your challenge. My assistance is done at this point.
I think we need to take care of this, and if that means I have less time to finish the challenge, then so be it. And if it otherwise, I can attempt my challenge again, another moot.
I will consult with others about this matter in particular, right? So the voices that's coming out is mine, and the questions being asked are mine alone, and then we will determine a way for this. Okay, this task I will take.
All right.
Zeb, you find out from some of the others as you're asking about the basics of there are some ancestor spirits. This is likely something that the Silent Striders did not know, and they assume you're asking because it's coming up within your tribe.
And that's how I'll couch it,
Yeah,
is to go,
yeah.
look, this is new, and this is, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured is...
I have Subterfuge 3, I can...
Yeah. You find out that there are some cases of some ancestor spirits essentially going mad, and that they will sometimes possess the bodies of Garu in moments of weakness, or even when they call upon their ancestors to have the opportunity to move in flesh again.
I guess the secondary part of this, understanding what is taboo and what is frowned upon in a very flawed Guru nation, is what is typically the stance on ancestor spirits of that kind. Is it just understood that's the nature of it, or is it to be handled immediately? Should it come up?
It is not necessarily handled immediately. Some believe that there might be some sort of spiritual purge that can happen by going back to the homeland, the tribal homeland of the ancestor spirit in question. Others say that it is actually better to kind of, when these moments happen, it gives the opportunity to commune with these ancestor spirits so that they can be helpful for Garu in the future who call upon them and try and redeem them in some fashion. Others suggest that they must simply fortify their minds against these spirits, and usually the first instance of these possessions, because it is unexpected, go the hardest. But as they start to know when ancestor spirits might be invoked and things like that, the Garu's mind does a better job of preventing total control.
Zeb will let Dimitri sweat on it a little bit just because he's a grouchy parent, but will eventually go back to Dim and say, continue. He'll explain what he's up against, and the fact that this is something we will still handle, but do not cease your challenge over it.
All right. Thank you, Zeb.
Zeb, could I get a charisma occult from you, actually? And this is just to see if you were able to placate that spirit just enough so it doesn't remove successes from all the research Dimitri did, so that the audience isn't against him.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
We're gonna go diff 7 because they already came hostile, and you did get rid of the problem quickly, though. Awesome. In fact, you gave Dimitri another success as you got some pertinent information. We're able to pass it along to Dimitri about a few stories of before the European Garu. All right, Dimitri, that's 3 weeks. That's been one full moon turn. You got 3 more.
Okay. I guess next would be I know the possibility of going to Umbral Realms came up. Like what realms would Dimitri be able to go to?
You could go to the Atrocity Realm to see what kind of atrocities were done at Sacred Stone, looking for that specifically. You go to the battlefield grounds realm, right, and see what battles happened here.
Okay. Yeah, I think Dimitri will take a trip to both of those if there's time.
There is. So I'm going to need for the Atrocity Realm, that one is going to be, I'm going to say, Intelligence Occult, Diff 8, and this will also remove the loss of temporary rage, willpower, etc. that you will experience coming out of it.
Oh boy. Okay.
Wonderful. 1 success. So between your rage, gnosis, and willpower, remove 4 points. Not permanent dots, just the temporary.
Okay. All right.
The battlefield, same roll, but it'll be diff 6.
Okay. All right, and then 5 successes.
You have 1 more week. You can do an intelligence enigmas to kind of like really sort everything in your head if you so choose.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that intelligence and enigmas. And what would the difficulty be?
We're gonna do diff 5 because you've gained it
Diff
from so
5.
many different sources.
Okay.
All right. With that, you've been able to remove 4 difficulties from that diff 10. So it will be charisma performance, diff 6. You'll need 5 successes. You will also, if you wanted, so basically the premise of everything you learned, just to give you an idea, right, is that this Karen was older brothers, right? This Karen had been spiritually important for a long time, likely by older brother and likely some of the Farah. This Karen is also used as an anchor for containing the Storm Eater. The Sept was essentially taken over by the Silver Fangs in Western Expansion and was taken over by the Children of Gaia back in 1905. They reached out to several members of Older Brother who were descendants of the Garu pushed out of the Sept to come back home. With Older Brother officially back in, they changed the name from the Sept of Heaven's Step, which is what the name the Europeans gave it was, as part of the agreement, and reclaimed the name of the Sept of the Sacred Stone. The Sept continued to draw members, obviously, from various tribes, and the Children of Gaia tried to make sure there was never a high level of Older Brothers, and this continued until Regender Final Days did become the Elder the Sept. But then, through recent history, things like that, those wounds started to heal because Regender was ousted, including by one he viewed as his son, known as Kyle Guards the Low, and that a war was averted, and that the Sept really just came together and has been fighting, and the Older Brother is now the majority in this Karen. They still accept other members of different tribes here because they cannot be picky, but they have reignited the old ways. And there are strong personal bonds between others, but there is still this lingering feeling from some members of Older Brother that the European descent Garu still don't quite get what this Karen back system was and whose laws are supposed to be imposed by and followed. This, of course, has led to still some conflict, but because the majority of them are Older Brother now, this has happened. Now, some of the Europeans are chafing under that, and several have left as a consequence, but those who stay do have a strong loyalty to the Karen. They do have a strong loyalty to Golden Eagle, the patron of the Karen, and they are starting to understand at least some of why Older Brother does things the way they do, and have started to listen rather than speak.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I guess with all of that kind of kind of put together, Dimitri is gonna spend the remaining time kind of preparing himself, making sure he's got kind of everything lined up properly.
Okay. We'll give you a bonus die. And do you want to spend a willpower on this?
I was actually thinking. Oh, yes. And I will spend a willpower on it, but I'm also going to use the gift Perfect Recall. I'll spend a Gnosis for that.
Okay.
So that Dimitri just has all of that information on hand.
I'll give you another bonus die for that.
All right.
Don't you have a gift that lets shadows and things happen as well?
Oh yeah, that's right.
You should probably use that. You should probably use that gift. Yes.
Yes. And I don't even have to roll anything for that gift if the participants are willing. So
they are. And so, what are the bonuses of this gift?
Hold on. I had it written down somewhere. So, yeah, it's just shadow play using other werewolves. If anyone is unwilling, it's 1 Gnosis per target, but I don't have enough Gnosis to do that.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah. From my notes, it looks like there isn't a limit on the actors or number of participants.
I'll let you drop the difficulty if you get everyone involved. So.
All right. Yeah, Dimitri's gonna get everybody involved.
Wonderful. All right, big money, bud.
All right. Let's see. That's charisma, performance, and then
Diff
what are the
5
bonus?
plus 2 bonus dice.
All right. 9
God
successes.
Dang.
Hell yeah.
Look at that. You didn't even need that difficulty decrease. Look at that. You tell an inspiring story. Everyone's willpower is returned except Dimitri's. Dimitri can't inspire himself to full willpower. That's not how this works. But it does create a stronger sense amongst the Karen, the Pax, and the things like that. So, you are now an elder.
All right. And I think after all of that, Dimitri is going to take about a week to recover and recharge.
Wonderful. And so we're jumping the timeline ahead a little bit more because of the extra stuff for that. But, so it is November. It is November 2nd. And, you know, all the training time's done. All you guys are back to, etc. Mark, you found many members. Some died in the flooding because it was actually a little more sudden than you'd think. But luckily, not terrible. Oh, mostly some trying to save kin in collapsing buildings. But they've started to spread across the United States into their Karens, things like that, and there have been no conflicts with the Farah. But more importantly now, there is the bow to consider. And it means going to the ethereal realm, because that is where the gateways to the deep Umbra are. So, with that, how would you like to go? There's several options that you could just have the Ill Omens fly you guys up. It's the easiest way. There are moon paths that go up the mountain so that you can jump from the mountaintop onto the clouds. Doing this might provide some visions from Golden Eagle. You just take a moon bridge up, and instead of following the moon bridge, you just get to the peak of the moon bridge and hop off. Do we have any preferences?
I prefer not to do the moon bridge one. We already did that. We had that experience. I don't know. It feels kind of like jumping off the mountain, having some visions might be useful.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm partial to the visions.
What about our visions guy?
Has one eye, ass.
Wah, wah. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can once the ethereal realm, then that's when you can ride the solar winds to go places. So then everyone can move at that point. It's just getting there first. So, sure, go to the top of the mountain and jump off.
All right, moving through, you get some glimpses of the future. You see Cora rushing into a crumbling building. You see a stampede of skull pigs. You see several ape changers, similar to, in a similar vein as Maxwell, having guns and entering Sacred Stone and firing in like firing squad level line at some of the elders who are rushing them. And you see an old man of maybe Pacific Islander descent approaching all of you and saying, "I must take you to the past so that you can claim the future." With that, you guys get to the top of the mountain, you hop off, and get onto the clouds as you climb them. It's becoming a little more difficult here. Due to climate change, certain kinds of clouds have become rarer, and so flight and leaps are much more needed to get around, but you finally get to the Sept of the Stars, and you are greeted by Guliera Moonsinger, who told you about the Sept of the Stars when you first met Sven, and Sirius Darkstar, who was the one who greeted you when you finally arrived. We were expecting you. The stars had spoken of your arrival, said Sirius.
We thank you for your hospitality. We are, well, all things are urgent now, and as you see so much here, I'm sure you realize. We would continue unless there is something you would impart on us here or we can provide to you.
No, I know of where you go, and actually that is why I've come to you. As he brings you a flower and places it into your hair, and now my task for my patron is done, and I've done my small part to try and save us in the apocalypse. Those will allow you to breathe in the deep umbra, where there's no oxygen. The mountain, I should tell you, is guarded by wild spirits. More importantly, it is moving in a way that even Rorg wasn't fully prepared for. And I ask of you a second task. I know you've come for your own. There are 2 wild spirits on the back of the mountain, and they are speeding it up. If we are not careful, it will strike the Earth in February, earlier than anyone anticipated, as it's accelerating as these wild spirits are acting like engines to push it forward. And at that speed, it will strike Gaia harder and faster than Rorg intended. It may do more damage than the Great Hunter intended.
Have your visions or your insights granted you any knowledge of the actions of the worm in influencing the Great Mountain now?
The worm is unable to. There's too much wild about it. The worm still can only move through the threads of the Weaver where it is captured.
Zeb will only counter gently with what they had seen within Flux, and that being the genesis of his question, really providing that information that he had seen, and otherwise it's more anecdotal than anything else.
The worm might try, but as far as we are aware, it is not as pure as Flux, obviously, but it does come from the deep umbra, where the wild is still at its most powerful. Even Flux pales in comparison to the primal wild that does exist in the deepness of the beyond.
Well, undoubtedly these wild spirits act according to their nature. We will certainly, either I can speak to my comrades that we will look to them. I thank you very much and honor you fulfilling the directive of your patron. I hope to say that we might do the same soon.
The child is here too, if you wish to speak with speak with him.
Every time, yes.
And that'll actually, bring up a question. We were told he was brought here. Did his pack come?
They did, because he didn't go through his first change yet. That was a deceit.
Ooh.
It was a deceit so that it would get out there, and the Black Spirals would eventually have found out it was a deceit. And so, thinking that he did not change, he didn't come here. But the cosmos are starting to run through him, and it seemed best that he'd come. He's contemplating the universe in the meditation chambers. His journey started here, and his connection to the cosmos. Well, at least here in the near Umbra. He has suggested he wishes to seek more in the deep Umbra, but I believe fully that he must go through his first change first. He is still quite young for that. He is only 3 years old, but it is not unheard of for them to change sooner, or younger at 4 or 5. It's typically related to the breed of the parents, with the Krynos of 2 Lupus parents changing earlier. What happens when they are both Krynos, I cannot say.
A worthy deceit. Much respect for something so crafty. And I do believe we will visit with him for a time before we depart. I hope he finds what he's looking for.
As do we all. So you go into the meditation chamber. It is, you all feel yourselves regain one gnosis. It is deeply tied to the cosmos here. As you see Sven meditating. He seems to have gotten quite good at it in the months that he has been here. He doesn't even seem to notice all of you.
Guess we maybe go up and sit next to him, or what were you thinking, Sean?
Jokingly, it was like looking at the sleeping baby. Everyone is so excited to see the sleeping baby, and maybe you just leave them alone.
I mean, we could wait till he comes out.
I think this is the difficulty of being a parent, right? We haven't seen our child in so long. All we want to do is say hi. But at the same time, they're making such great progress.
And they're in the middle of something. Do it. They're busy.
We should probably wait.
We should wait.
As good parents, you know.
It wouldn't hurt to take a peek.
But we're already peeking.
Okay then.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying what you said to meditate too.
Yeah.
No shame in that.
Sit down next to him and meditate as well, so when he wakes up, we're all there. I think that's kind of sweet, and it doesn't disturb him as well.
Like that.
So you all meditating. You're there for about 3-4 hours before Sven kind of opens, and you get a brief glimpse. You actually see the stars in his eyes before they return to the amber color of the wolf. As he looks at you and goes,
Mom? Dads?
We're crafty in our old age, boy.
As he stands up and you realize just how tall he has gotten. He is 11'6" in his Krynos form.
I'm so glad that you don't have to have pants. So many pairs of shoes. Oh my god.
Thanks, Mom.
What are they feeding you? Good
I guess
Gaia.
I went through a bit of a growth spurt, as he is also jacked. Like, you've seen those TikTok teens that are probably on something? He's like the Krynos version of that.
You know, Sven.
Peanut butter. Fuck.
Could Mark turn into Krynos form too and convince Sven to flex with him?
Remember, it's not the size of the opponent, Dad. BAM! So sometimes it's the size of the opponent.
Like, he's got like a full inch on me, but that's enough. That's enough.
You know, Sven, one of these days you'll be bigger than me.
Yep.
I give it another couple of years.
Couple of years, huh, Dad? Okay.
As I'm
Big
still in
words from
Hamid
Hamid
form,
form,
looking
yeah.
straight up at him.
Yeah, Cora's not. I'm not a big fan. Like I'll shift to Krynos just for funsies and still have to look up at him. Like I'm not.
Not a fan. Couldn't be small forever, Mom. I'm not used to looking up in my Krynos form.
So what were you meditating on there?
I was trying to follow the connection of the threads the wild and some kind of like uncorrupted form of the worm. Because there has to be a part of it that isn't corrupt anymore. Because death is a natural thing to make way for new beginnings. And that's always been the case, and that's why the seasons work. And even though that's breaking down, it's still there, and life is still struggling its way through. And so I'm trying to contemplate on what that means for us.
You really have gotten wise in your age.
Is there maybe a story that Dimitri could recall that might help Sven in that pursuit?
Give me an intelligence occult diff 9.
2 successes.
That. You've heard stories of a near realm called Pangea, and it is said that Pangea is a spiritual, almost representation of the idyllic past. Any Garu who go there lose their tribe as they become just one tribe, the Garu. You know that the humans live there, but with not too much technology, still in hunter-gatherer societies. Neanderthals are there. Any of the Krynos who step into that realm cease to be Krynos because the Krynos did not exist. The Krynos breed did not exist at that time. And more importantly, there was a great dragon that presided over the realm, and some Thurges and a few Galliards suspect that this spirit is a representation of the worm uncorrupted.
Quick question, what happens to Krynos-born that go there? Do they become
They become either Homid or Lupus, and it's chosen at random.
Okay, alright. Yeah, Dimitri will kind of pause for a few moments to think, and then he'll speak up and say, Sven, have you perhaps heard of the umbral realm of Pangea?
Little bits. I know some tribes like it more. I was able to get a little bit from the Red Talons, and it being kind of idyllic when I was there a few months ago.
Well, it's said that there is a uncorrupted aspect of the worm there. Perhaps if you're able to head there sometime soon, whenever your first change comes, you may find answers there. Or maybe you can ask some of the stargazers here.
That's a good question. I've also thought about asking you. I didn't have the time, and I was still learning so much. You all know some of the Makole, don't you? You've dropped hints in some of your stories to me, Dad, when you try and sing me to bed. And some of that stuck with me. They have knowledge of times before. They can relive those memories. I was wondering if that was an avenue to that question as well.
I don't see why not, but I know because of the war of rage, they are among the Pharaoh that would rather avoid us or attack us on sight. But I know some time ago we did briefly meet one of the Mokale. We can see if we can reach out to them for you, perhaps.
Yeah. How long will you be here?
We have things to do to go soon, and again, your protection is paramount. When we talk about the Makole, there might be a point in time after your first change, and when you become a member of the nation, they might come to you. They don't know you're you just yet, but when that time comes, you might have a story to tell that they would want to carry forward, one way or another. You might get the chance to ask the question yourself.
I see, okay.
But I have something for you. And Zeb will pull out the headband from, adolescent deviant samurai tortoises. I made this for you. Remember that truth is 50% of warfare. And their other motto, buy all our playsets and toys. There'll be a time when you'll need this. You're going to see truth across many facets. You're looking at things across time. Know the truth that's uncomfortable. Know that some that you might love would, to spare your feelings, maybe not tell all that's complete. Don't let that jade you. There were so many people that cared about you that you're going to learn so much more, especially when you become a warrior of your own. Don't let anyone whisper in your ear and say that you were deceived to hurt you, or that anyone held anything back to hold you back. That's an important truth you need to hold on to. Right now, it's protecting you for your own path. Even some of these jerks in the most honorable Silver Pack that has escorted you for so long, they would still die to see you reach the end of this saga, right? Remember that. Remember what you hear. That will help you when the time comes, and you will know what you hear to be true or not. And I am envious of you so very much of the things you're about to see and learn, truly.
He takes it, and then he pulls you up in a giant hug as your feet are dangling, feet
like
in the
a
air.
little guy, so he's just gonna, yep.
He just whispers thank you, and a touching moment before diving into the deep. The mountain of the sky, the Talon of Rorg, and the bow, all left to be collected as Gaia hurdles her way towards the apocalypse. But that is a story for next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
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 See you then.